In this episode, I restored the teak in the galley, made broiled lamb, and we observed the planetary alignment and wildlife. We head out to the VFW for a party with Gypsy Voodoo and Mondos Bizarros, a Ramones and Blondie tribute band. Hey, I'm Rodney.
And I'm Cyndi.
And this is our dream of leaving the comforts of a mainstream lifestyle to live like pirates. Cyndi joined me as first mate, and we have been unstoppable ever since.
Rodney and I have set our sails to a new adventure each week as we're learning the ropes of being a sailing couple.
Each season there are plenty of things to do to get the boat ready and get out on the water.
When we're not working, we're creating food and drinks from the galley and searching for adventures around the docks with friends and locals.
Be sure to hit the subscribe button and join us on our way to more sailing and adventures as we sail into Nirvana. The lake water was still as the sun was going down. I captured the first glimpse of the planets in the reflection of the water. The shadows of the trees were shimmering in the twilight. An eerie feeling came over us as the setting sun gave way to the darkness. We began to see the 6 planets in the sky. They were all aligned: Venus, Neptune, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, and Mars. Some were not visible by our camera, but we saw them with our naked eyes. We did our best to take photos with our phone camera. It was time to throw out the fishing line and try to catch some nocturnal feeding catfish. Although the fish were sleeping, I decided to make broiled lamb leg with oyster cream sauce for dinner, just in case.
Good morning.
Yes, it's a great day out today. The sun's out. So we have a project today.
Yes.
As you can see, we've got some sanding equipment, some stain out. We've got to finish the galley project over here. We got to finish cleaning it out and get all this stained and inspected for the spring. Then we won't have to deal with the galley.
We'll move on.
We'll move to another section, like over the garage over there next. Today's galley day.
we've already cleaned out a lot. We still have to get the spices out, and then sand, and then stain.
Right. Let's get this project started.
So I bought a gimbal, and I haven't figured quite out how to work it the best. So while he's doing this, I'm going to run around outside and try and snag some good pictures of nature and see if I can figure out how to work that.
Okay, so this has all got to dry. We picked a good day, good weather. Yeah. All right. Here's the wood finish. That's English chestnut for the teak. Poly shades, classic oak, polyurethane, one step for the countertop down here. Did this one in the last episode, and I'm gonna finish getting out all the food and spices in the cupboards, clear all that out, get my sander for the bad spots, get my 3M Scotch-Brite pad to prep all the surfaces, get this thing taped off, and get some stain on it. Cyndi took her camera and went to capture nature and wildlife around the marina as I started the galley restoration project. It's a good idea to get all this out and inspect the hull, the countertops, all that for water leaks or something that happened through the year. It's also good to go through your stock, your provisions, rotate things that you haven't eaten and or may need to throw out. A good trick that I do is I save all of these bags that I get in packing different items, food items or whatnot, shipped in boxes to dehumidify or absorb any moisture back there around my food. So I keep those tucked away in the back. I use baskets to hold a lot of the dry goods up in. Okay, now you can see the before. Everything's cleared out. You can see the work we got to do here. Get this all cleaned up and get some stain going. This is the bottom shelf that holds up the air fryer. I'm taking off the oak fiddle. The fiddle is what holds it from sliding out while the boat is healing. The stainless steel screws and the stainless steel eyelets to protect the wood. And this one will get the oak stain. This is an oak veneer stain grade plywood. The fiddle will get the English chestnut stain. Okay, another thing that has to be done, the icebox cover. This is teak. As you can see, it gets splatter from cooking and stuff. So this is one where I'll sand down a little bit more. And I can see maybe a little water damage there and there. We sealed up the window. I think we got that under control. So this will all need to be restained. Check the tracks, clean the cupboard doors, and then over by the sink over here, really needs a lot of work there. So basically I'm going to take some scissors and cut the Scotch-Brite into the size I need to get into the spaces, to get around all of the decorative trim here in the galley. But this is a good thing to score, give the wood grain a good cleaning, and give it some tooth for the new stain. We can see that it's going to take off a little bit of the old. It's going to prep the wood. I'm going to go with the grain. You can see I might need to take some acetone. There's some old glue from something if this doesn't get it off. This piece is pretty much had it, doesn't have any more bite to it, so I'm going to cut a new piece, get in there in all those tight spaces. Oh, so I have installed straps and strap holders. Those are to hold my appliances while under sail. I have another one over here that holds the canisters in place. Okay, this was kind of a cool feature back in the day, and this is on a hinge and it swings open. This is the trash door. There's a trash receptacle bin on the other side. Just push this open and throw the trash back there to cut it. You don't have bugs inside the galley. Right now I have the back used as a garage, so I have stuff up against it. I'm not using it right now for that. If I go ahead and clear the garage out next project, I can start using that. Alright, I'm going to use a flat sander to knock down some of the flat surfaces and where maybe some grease or grime. That'll help it, the stain, it'll give it a better appearance and help the stain soak in. I've got this sanded down. This is the fiddle that gets the most oil and grease and grime, so I went ahead and sanded these down so the stain would penetrate the wood a lot better. This teak is very hard, and you can get conditioners and different things depending on the age of it and the condition of it already. So the last step is to get the shop vac out, get this all shop vac and clean from dust, and then I'll wipe it all down with a little acetone. Then I've got to take the fiddles, the oak fiddles that I made for the new counter, and round them off on the edge like the fiddles here are, so it doesn't, if you fall on it while the boat's moving, it doesn't just cut into you with a sharp edge. that looks a lot better. Take a lot of the old mold, grime, takes it right out of there. And it'll look from back in my framing days, the wood, the smell of it. It's just something you never forget. Now it's time to work on the cabinets down here. So I'm going to resurface the front of the cabinets down here at this time. It's a good time to do it, and then I only have one cleanup, and I can get all this done this year, and this will last a couple years before I have to redo it. Got the acetone. Let's get this wiped down. Get all the dust off. Get it ready to stain. Now it's going to pull off a bunch of old stain. It's going to remove the dust. Everything has to be wiped down. Getting the wood taped off. Anybody who's done a project knows the prep takes longer than the actual job. What, I've got 3 hours in prep, and probably take me about 30 minutes to stain it. I got to tape around the curves. So I guess this just is your ability to eyeball it, or you could make a cardboard template. I've been doing this for a long time. I can take a piece right there, cut it off, and just eyeball it. Damn, I'm good. Anybody knows me, they know I'm an oil painter, so I know how to use a paintbrush. I've got good hand-eye coordination. I've got good brush control, so if I wanted to, I would not have to tape all this off. I could just stain it and it would be fine. But that would take probably 8 hours. And I only have 3 hours, so I'm taping it off. Okay, everything's prepped, ready to start staining. I've got the English chestnut here, small natural bristle brush. Went ahead and got a new can. I've done this project 4 years ago, and I'd rather not use some sticky old stain. Just take too long to dry. After preparing the galley, I applied the stain early in the day so we could leave the boat while it was drying. We had a few things to do to keep us busy. The most challenging thing was the prep work. It took some time, but I knew the end result would be worth it. If you like our videos, please give us a thumbs up and support our channel and help us to be seen by more viewers. Cyndi enjoyed working with her gimbaled phone stand and captured some awesome wildlife videos.
Turtles sunbathing. There's so many of them.
We showed up at the VFW to meet our local friends to start out the party. The ladies there didn't like the fact that I was in long pants, so they challenged me to cut them off. Apparently, I didn't cut them short enough, so I enlisted help from a friend to make it right. This was all because I'm known for my cut-off shorts in these parts. The opening band was a Blondie and Ramones tribute. They're called Mondo Bizarro, featuring Star Daniels. After that, Gypsy Voodoo headlined, playing music from their new album and some cover tunes afterwards. It got a little crazy, but it was all in good fun. Cyndi and I danced into the night at the party. We had a great time dancing and hanging out with our friends, and we'll be back to watch more of Gypsy Voodoo and Mondo Bizarros. We returned back to the boat, and the next day we set up the galley after the stain was dry.